Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me.
And then it was the end of Wednesday, so let's get a little update here before I go home and do the usual. So rear subframe's lowered in this about 2 inches. The exhaust is off. They pulled the drive shaft, got the diff out today. We're waiting on parts. It's going to be a theme here. Not even sure what else they got done. The old cover here, that thing's dicked anyways. It's just trapped in between the chassis and lift support, which this car doesn't even have any of them. This is the '01 Silverstone, so it's just wedged in there. We're replacing that because it was all torn up. Fuel filter's done. This fender liner's getting replaced, so it's out. Brakes are done. Thermostat's all opened up and ready to be replaced. I don't remember if I showed you these wheels. These just came back from the refinishing place, and the last set was a shade or two darker than we wanted, even after refinish. These, they have nailed it. These things came back perfect in terms of color. The finish is 99%. Anytime you refinish a wheel, especially an old wheel that's been curbed and stuff, you know, there's going to be a couple little imperfections here and there. But color-wise, I'm really, really impressed with these, and they match mine perfectly. They got it. They finally got it. So let's hope they can, as Kenan said, tattoo it on the guy's arm so they know. My car, not a lot of progress today. Still waiting on parts for the shifter. I did clean up like the UUC dual shear rod and the pins. I got new washers there and new clips. I'm going to reuse the flex disc. It's dated 2014, but it was put in I think 16. And aside from being a little dirty, there's 0 cracks or any sort of visible wear in it. I put back together the driver's pedal box sealing, so that's back in, and I found a better torque spec for the booster and tightened those down a few pounds. Vacuumed the interior out, got all that back together, so just waiting on shifter parts before I can put anything else back together there. We put this thing, no, it's outside, but the floaty red one, we got that up in the air, spent an hour retorquing all bolts, checked subframe bushings, we checked everything in the suspension, front and rear. Everything is tight and pretty much perfect for how you'd want it. So I do not understand why the other red car floats all around. I'm going to drive it home today. We found 1 or 2 bolts that went another quarter turn. And we'll see what that does, but I don't have high expectations for that. The 545, I believe, is coming back tomorrow. That's been done, and we've got to reseal the valve cover on that, and then we'll get to see how it runs. This Silverstone needs to have its wheels or tires rebalanced, bleed the brakes one more time, figure out why the key doesn't work, and then it can go, and we'll get some space back. We can really only fit 2 more cars in here, and the 545 comes tomorrow, so this one would move all the way up over there. We can get one where I'm standing, and then something can go up here overnight, and another car under it. So that's today. Did replace my drive shaft centering sleeve, which is this guide bushing in the very front of it. Boy, was that a bitch to get out. So we had, you know, usually I put a slide hammer in there and tap it a whole bunch, and finally it comes free. Did not work. So I got the little torch and heated this thing up real hot. That didn't make a difference. So we got the freaking acetylene torch out here. It had this glowing red, dunked it in water, then it hammered out in about 40 flips of the hammer. So that sucked, but now that's new. I cleaned all of these surfaces with the wire wheel, so they're going to be really nice. Did the backside as well. Center support bearings new. I did reuse the shim. There's nothing wrong with that. We got new butyl tape on top. Whoever put this in before, there was no butyl tape on my car, so that's annoying. And then I'm debating on the CV joint. I might be able to get one in here and just replace it while it's out, or it's only 30-some thousand miles, throw some more grease in it and put it back in. But really what I'm waiting on is this rear bushing here, and then the pin that goes on the rod joint, as they call it, that goes on the selector shaft on the transmission. So I'm just so excited to get this thing done and back on the road and actually drive it again. It's been way too long. And we're getting closer, so that's good. Still have to bend the exhaust up here and probably clean it up a little bit more before it goes back on. But otherwise, we're getting there, slowly but surely. Wednesday night, I'm moments away from crawling into bed, and I'm very ready for that. I did not go to Enfuego tonight. My dad and Mike did. I got home and just my back hurt so much. I just sat down on the couch, ordered some Shake Shack, wolfed that down in 30 seconds, watched the game, inventoried some parts that finally made it here from FCP, talked to Larissa on the phone, and now I'm going to bed. Imola came home with me today. I really didn't get an opportunity to give it very many shakes on the highway to see how things feel. I don't like doing that where there's people around. They'll think I'm drunk and call me in or something, which I don't need. So, you know, I got off the exit and kind of came in hot and turned right, and that seemed to be fine. Not fine, I could still tell it's not right, but it's not as bad as it was. Hold on, we'll do it again. I can't zoom on front video? That's dumb. Yes, I'm wearing a watch and a sweatshirt. I'm going to bed, we'll talk on Thursday. Good night.